Hello there, I'm Fleur. Welcome to February, which is all about Posture Month. Hopefully you've had a go at January's exercises, which were focusing on basic core strength and Pilates for back pain prevention. If you haven't had a go at those, go and watch those videos, get your core working really well because it will help with posture, but it'll also help very much so with back pain prevention. All right, so let's start with a very brief video today, which is week one of, as I said, Posture Month. What I'd like you to do now, and every time I probably said the word posture, you sat up a little bit taller, which is good. Now, quickly, the reasons why we want to have good posture is obviously to prevent back pain, prevent stress on our spine, and also it will make us feel better and look better. They've done studies to say that it can actually help with our mood if we have good posture. So try and sit up now nice and tall, and what we're going to work on is the actual fundamentals of posture. So what I'd like you to do now is think about lifting up. So imagine that someone is pulling you from the top of your head gently. So as you pull up, it should only be about a centimetre or so, you'll feel that everything comes into a good position. So this area here should start to lift up. And then from there, what I'd like you to do is make sure you haven't lifted your chin up. So tuck your chin in just a little bit. And then let's get to our shoulder position here. So if you think about your shoulders going forward and back, I'd like you to imagine that they're basically going in a line from your ear to your shoulder to your hip. So if anyone had a line drawn from the side, they would see that that was basically in a line. So that probably means that you need to pull your shoulders back just a little bit. Not too much, but just a tiny bit back, hopefully. And then I'd like you to think about this position here. So gently arch your lower back as much as you can. Now gently flatten it. And then think about halfway between those two positions. And that should be a neutral spine position for your lower back. You can do the same standing. It's much harder actually to do it sitting, but most of us sit with poor posture more than we stand with poor posture. So they're the basic fundamentals. So firstly, lift up from your head, tuck your chin in gently, think about your shoulders coming back gently, and then your neutral spine. So flatten and then arch and then find halfway between there. So that should bring us into a fairly good position here. Now you might find it a little bit uncomfortable initially, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So even if you can only maintain this position for 10, 20 seconds, that's okay, just keep trying, it will get easier. Now, I'd like us to do just a couple of stretches because if we're feeling really tight and tense, it's very hard again to maintain that position. So just bring your arms out to the side and think about pushing your chest up and just looking up gently and arching your lower back. And we're going to hold that for about 10 seconds. And then I'd like you to come forward and just gently flex everything. We're not going to hold that position as long, and then gently arch, look up, push your chest up and push your head up, chin up. If you feel any pain, any discomfort in these positions, stop straight away. Good. And now gently come forward. And now arching, looking up, chest out, stomach out, gently. Good. And now arching again, and flexing in this position. And now arch, and we're just going to do this 2 more times. Good smile. Good, and then arch forward. And coming back up. Let's hold this last one for a little bit longer. Good, our next stretch is basically just gently leaning over. You can use your hand to support you. And we're going to start initially by looking straight ahead. And then I'd like you to look down at your hip and then twist and bring that arm a little bit further forward in a rotation position. Good, coming back up, swapping over. So come up, across, look straight ahead. Use this arm to support. Think a little bit about your core, T-zone. We'll go through that again a little bit at the end. And now rotate and look down at your hip. Good, let's try the other side again. So come across with a nice straight head, and then we're going to turn the head, look at the hip, and then come forward a little bit more. All right, coming over, head to ear. Now look at the hip. All right, shake it out. So you can do those stretches a couple more times if you have time. So let's just recap. Before we do that, I want to think about our T-zone, which we talked about in January, which was basically thinking about a line drawn from hip bone to hip bone. Pull that line in, pelvic floor on. That's our T-zone. Now let's think about our posture. Lift up with our head. Think about our chin tucking in, shoulder blades gently going back, and then we're going to arch our back, flatten, and then come halfway between, and then think a little bit about this T-zone switching on. Okay, so that's our posture stretches. We've done two, one for the side of the neck, side of the body, and one for the front of the body to open it up and then flexing it forward. Hopefully you're feeling like your posture's a little bit better. Think about it a few times a day for this week, and then next week we'll work on some strength as well. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.